Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Before the video starts, let's talk. So me and my team came up with an idea to upload at least 2 videos a week. And this video contain, of course, the topic about civil engineering, how to design, how to calculate stability of houses and buildings, right? So if you don't want to miss those opportunities of learning for free online, just consider to subscribe to this channel, sharing this video, and also leave a comment. All right. So in the video, we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna keep doing the design that I was doing before. Accommodate the roof space here, and I said before that I need this place to be accommodated to the football pitch, right? Like a soccer playground here, right? But before I start, I need also um to design the frame, the seat of the supporters, like the people come to support us, right? So first of all, I'm gonna start with the seat. So in today's video, I'm gonna focus on how to design seats for the football grounds, like football playgrounds. Okay, so I'm gonna use staircases, but it's gonna be like a slight difference about the normal staircases. Right, so I'm gonna go on architecture, and under architecture I'm gonna pick the options stair. So I'm gonna click on stair here, right? So but before that, let me just click on X here. So let me just explain a little bit about elevation. So if I go on elevation, if I go on south elevation here and then open the south elevation, you must see all my elevations. So they start from underground. Let me just do this, like, let me just show it. So it start from underground. So underground is negative 500, right? So this negative just indicate that it's underground, like under the soil, right? And if I go on top, my let me just adjust the view. So my last floor is 9th floor, right? But the roof that I'm talking about today, right? The roof floor starts on sixth elevation. This one, right? This one here is the sixth. This one is the beginning of my roof. Okay. So all of the designs should start at least at this floor, 6th floor. Okay. So let's go on. Let's just go on. Let me just open the 6th level. I'm gonna go on the floor plans here, and then I'm gonna go on 6th floor. I'm gonna click on 6th floor here. All right, so this is our 6th floor. Okay, so as I was saying before, I'm gonna design the seats, and I will use the command stair, the staircases here. So I'm gonna go on stair, and it should at least start. My seats should start from 6 to 8, right? So I don't want to modify anything here, but you can just modify. So the base level should be 6, and the top level should be until 8th floor. Okay, so I'm gonna use sketch. I'm gonna sketch here, and I'm gonna start with the riser. Riser first of all. After the riser, I can create 2 vertical boundary to support those risers. Okay, so I'm gonna click on riser, and I'm gonna pick the option line. I'm gonna click on line here. So what I want here, I want at least my seat to start at this wall, this junction here. This 6th floor, don't forget. So this junction, I'm gonna create one straight line here, okay? And also, I will, okay, I can copy and paste, but copy and paste, it's kind of like a shortcut. I don't like a shortcut because I'm explaining how to do this, right? So I'm gonna just repeat the same process. So I would like to create another line. So from this should be straight, but it should be at least let's say 900. So I'm gonna click on here, and I'm gonna create another riser. But before, so right, you can see that the maximum riser that you have, the maximum risers that you have is 10. Like we have 11, right? So and 10 remaining, right? So we can design until 10, or we can design like as much as possible, but it should be at least less than 10. Okay, so I'm gonna just for me, right? I will pick, I don't know how much, but maybe 6 or 7. Let's see. So I'm gonna go again here, and then here, okay, and this should be at least the maximum. I'm gonna click on here. I'm gonna click on this part and click on this part. Then I'm gonna divide them into 2. So it should be 4. Let me just take 4 instead of 4.5. I'm gonna just take 4, and here I will take another 4, and here, I will take another, let's see, here. Okay. All right. So if I use, let me just use this, let's say, let me use the boundary to support all of this to extremity. I'll click on this part, and also I'll click on this part in the end here. You must that I only use 7 riser and 4 remain. So I don't need to use this 4, but if I need to use them, I can just use them anytime that I want. So I can also modify. I'm gonna just see how it looks like first of all. So I'm gonna click on, just make sure it's 6 to 7 flow, 6 to 8, sorry, and then I'm gonna click on OK. All right, there's no warning, so it means it's perfect. So I'm gonna click here. If there's a warning, you have to read it properly. So okay, nothing. The parameter, okay, nothing, right? And I can just see how it looks like. So I'm gonna just go into this view, and I might see that it's a bit, how can I say, it should be rotated, right? So to rotate an object, it's kind of simple. I'm gonna go on 6th floor again. I'm gonna select on the staircase that I created. It's not staircase, at least I can call it a seat. And I'm gonna go on this option here under file. You can just see this option here. We have move, we have copy, and we have rotate. I'm gonna click rotate, and the shortcut is RO. It's like AutoCAD. It's R. It means rotate. So I'm gonna click on this, and from this side, I will pick any like any nearest points, and then I can just rotate this stuff until 180. Let me just take 180. Yeah, 180 degree. Okay, you can see become the upper become down and down become up, right? And as you can see, I rotate it, right? But it should at least move until this corner. So what I'm gonna do here, I will clicking, I'll select the same staircases, the same seats, then I'll go on move. I'll go on move here, and I'm gonna take any mid points here, and I'm gonna just make sure that uh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna go on 3D view and then see how it looks like. Okay, so this is how it looks like. But I think it's too close to the edge. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna zoom it a little bit. It's kinda dangerous for people. People can fall down, right? So I need to create some support. So I'm gonna do it. Don't worry. I'm gonna do it. I will do it, right? Um, um. Okay, let me just modify it. Let me click on it, and let me say set from 7 to 8. 7 to 8. I'm gonna apply 7 to 8. Okay, and to mean that we have a gap between 6 and 7, right? And that gap can be filled with I can just use can be filled with a small floor. Like I can design the small floor to support the staircases, right? So that's why I'm leaving that space. That's why I'm leaving a gap between 6 and 7 floor. And we can see the difference between 6 and 7 floor, just like 1,000, like 1 meter, right? Okay, don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to do it. So let me just move it a little bit. Let me just use move command. Let me select it and then use move commands. Let me just make sure it's moved properly. It should be 90 degree, 90 degree here. Okay, here it's much better. Here it's much better. All right, so now we have our seat, but it's not over yet. We need at least to create a wall that can support people to not fall down, right? So I don't need this. I'm gonna just select one by one, then remove the railings. Okay, then I'm gonna go on 6th floor again. 6th floor. I can create the wall. I can create the wall. So let me just go on wall. I can pick any type of wall, and then I can modify the wall later. So I will take the wall, the basic wall, 140 millimeter, and the height, it should be in height, like it should be height, like it should be in elevation. And from the offsets, for offset, just to copy, I don't want to copy anything, right? So it should be, the wall should be straight line, but you can change the location line, like whatever. But for me, I'm gonna keep it, and it should end until, because I'm navigating through 6th floor, right? So it should start from 6th floor to 8th floor. Okay, the wall, and now I can start designing the wall. So I'll create one wall here. until here. Okay, and let me just see, let me select this stuff. Okay, it should be here. So I'm gonna go again on the wall. There, I'm gonna create another wall here and create another wall here. Okay, this wall set from 6th floor to 8th floor. Otherwise, you can just modify them, right? You can modify the height. And if you go on 3D view, yeah, you must see that you have a wall. You have a wall, all right? And uh, okay, this the behind space. I'm gonna show how I can accommodate this space later. But this is the wall first of all, and beside the wall, I need to put the railings. That's what can help me to have more support for people to not fall down, right? So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna use the railing. So I'm gonna go on architecture, and under architecture, I'm gonna use railing, and I need to make sure that the railing starts from 8th floor. Should be at least 8 to 9. So I'm gonna go. The base level should be 8, and the top. Okay, it should be 8 until the top. Okay, so I'm gonna just press apply. Then I can pick. Let me just use pick line. I'm gonna do one by one. I'm gonna pick wall. A pick line. Let me just pick this line. Okay, and okay, I can just do this. It's much better. Let me just go on 6th floor. Let me restart. Okay, sure. Let me just go on 6th floor first, and I will go on railings under architecture, right? I'm gonna pick railing, and I will use the commands pick wall, and I'm gonna do it one by one first. I will do this part, and I will select. It should be at least 8. Okay, and since okay, 8, and then I'm gonna apply. Okay, and then after confirming, so you have to do it one by one. Yeah, I'm gonna press OK. So let me see if I go on 3rd floor. Okay, if I go on 3D view, right, I must see that I have one support here, right? And I can repeat the same for this remaining part here. I can repeat the same for this remaining part here, right? I can just delete this wall. I can trim this wall later. Or I can just extend the other wall also. It's also better, no problem. Let me just do this. Let me just do this, and then I can just, let's say, then create another wall from this part to this part. Okay, let me go and see. All right, this is much better. All right, it's much more clear than before. Yeah, and the way that I'm leaving this space here, right, this space can because okay, I'm gonna talk about the stability of this house later, because you have to observe clearly and deeply the stability of this house, because we are playing in on the roof. On the roof, you know, that's the strength for the life load on the roof is not that high compared to other floors, right? That's why we have to make sure that these forces here, they've been calculated accordingly, right? That's what I'm saying. You have to make sure that the stability is also a part of your observation, right? So don't only design for the viewer, you also need to design for the stability of this house. Okay, all right. So if I go again on 6th floor, you can just repeat the same thing that I'm doing, the railing. So I'm gonna just go again on architecture and then take the railing, then make sure the railing starts from 8th floor, right? Because the top of the wall, the edge of the wall ends at 8th floor. So I'm gonna just go on 8, and I'll pick the option of pick lines. Then I'll select this, and then I'll confirm by checking it, and then I will repeat the same process for the other parts. So I will go on architecture, under architecture I will take the railing and pick line. Then I will use which line is better. This line is much better. Okay, and after that I can just click on confirm. No, before I confirm, this should be 8. The level should be 8 here. confirm. Okay, and then I can confirm. Okay. All right. So after that, I'm going to see how it looks like, right? That's the most important. Okay. So now at least you have the view. We have a view and how our sheet looks like. This is the first part. This is the first part, and if you go down here, I need also to have at least 2 seats on this extremity here, and this extremity, and this part should be used for the entrance. Okay, so I'm gonna use this part used for the entrance. I'm gonna show in the next video, tomorrow video, right? I'm gonna show how to create a wall, like a wall, a hall, like I can say a hall for the entrance using the staircase and using okay, I'm gonna just show you, right? So I don't want to spoil the video before. So coming back to our structure here, so I can just design another sheet here and then the other sheets here. I'm gonna repeat the same process that I'm doing. I'm gonna repeat the same process that I'm doing. So I will go on architecture here. I'm going to 6th floor. I can just open. Let me open 7. Yeah, I'm gonna go on 7th floor. Then from the 7th floor, I'm gonna create. I'm gonna go on architecture and then the staircases. Go on staircase here. Then after that, I'm gonna use this. Let's make sure it's set from 7 until 8. Okay, and then sketch, and I will set off the boundary, and I'm set off the riser first, and then the boundary later. And this gonna be a little bit different because we are using in vertical way, right? So our our rising should be, I mean, our raised should be, sorry, should be in vertical way, right? Like this way. Okay, so I'm gonna create. Okay, I'm using, okay, let me just do this. Okay, we start from this part. Let me zoom it. Okay, should be at least at the middle here. Okay, I want to put it in the middle. Let me just put, okay, let me just put it in the middle. No problem. And then it should end. It should end. And I also have 10. I also have 10. I mean 11 arising. Okay, I mean arising. I have 11. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna leave it here. 1 here. And also I will create another one. Like it should be, let me just create 2. Okay, it's okay, I can create more. And make sure it's 500 because we want to observe. Let me make sure that it should be aligned to this. Okay, these parts I can trim it later, and let me create another one. Should be 5. The last one, this should be the last one because you also need space. And okay, and from here I can just create 2 boundary. I can just go on here and boundary, and I can just link this boundary to this part here, and then I can do for the border, I can repeat the same process here and here. Okay, and if let's see, okay, and I think I need to rotate it because this arrow should face the other side. Let me see if I'm correct. Let me rotate and see. Okay, first of all, let me confirm the design first. Let me confirm it. Okay. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, I think it can stay like this, but I just want to remove this. Just remove this railing, this one here, and the other one. I want to make this place to be free. All right. Yeah, I don't need to rotate it, but I can copy. Let me just copy first. Let me see if I can copy and paste. I don't want to repeat the same process, so I can just copy it. Let's say this the middle point should be copied at this part. Okay. So this should be rotate. So what I'm gonna do here, I will use what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just select it, and I can use rotate, and then from here I can just rotate. I can rotate it 180, then 180. Okay, let me just do this. It should be 180, 180. Let me zoom for you guys. Okay, I can just make sure that it's 180. I can just go on 6th floor. I can just go on 6th floor. And then I can use the commands rotate. I can pick any line. Let me just pick any line facing this side, and then rotate it until 180. It should be 180, 199. Oh, it's hard for me to hit 180. I don't know why. Just because of, but I can tap it. I just want to see first of all if I can reach 180. But yeah, this 180. It should be a little bit here. Can I just tap it? 180. Yeah, it's much better. Tapping's much quicker. But I need to make some adjustments. It should be on the wall here. So I'm gonna use the command move. So I'm gonna select the objects, and then I'm gonna use the command move here. I will zoom, and then I should move here to this point, 90 degree. Let me just do this. Okay. All right, even like this is okay. It's both okay. I think, yeah, because I need some space, a little bit space between these two seats here, so I can put later on. I can put the football pitch, the football ground here. Okay, so let me just go on 3D view and see how it looks. How it looks like. Yep, this is how it's supposed to be. Let me change the view, and let me zoom. All right, so this is how it should be. This is how it's supposed to be. Okay, so now I can create the wall. I don't need to create the wall here. I just need to create some supports. Let's see if I can create some supports that start from let's say start from 7 to 9. Let me see if it's gonna be possible for me to create it. But before I use this, before I design the supports on this part here, right? Let me just create a wall here and wall some, like, let me create two different type of wall here. So the first wall gonna start from 6 to 8, and the other one gonna start from 6 to 9. Okay, so let me just show you how I'm gonna do it. So you have to be more creative, and also, as I said before, also the support, the stability of this house matters. Let's make sure. So I'm gonna again use 6th floor as a reference. Then I'm gonna go on the wall. Let me see first of all, this one should be moved. Let me just move this part. Let me just move it a little bit. Just move it here. Okay, so yeah, this is much better. This is much better. This is much better. And right now I can go on the wall. Okay, so the first wall, as I said before, the first wall, it should be the same line, like it should be the same x axis here, right? But I'm gonna show I'm gonna do. So the first line, the base constraint should start at 6, and the level should be until 8. Okay, so I'm gonna put like from the beginning here, until here. This part should be 2000. Okay, the middle point should be 2000. I'm gonna repeat the same points here. I'll go on the architecture and wall. Okay, and from this junction here until 2000. Okay, all right. And if I go again on the wall, but this time I'm gonna change the position, the height of the wall. It should start from 6 until 9, right? Until 9. So this the base constraint is 6 and the top is 9. Okay, so I'm gonna just pick this endpoint here, and I'll connect it there, right? And then I'm gonna repeat the same. I'll save my project later. So from now I'm gonna just pick this line, should be until 9, and I'll put it there. Okay, all right. So now, since you have two different heights of the wall, I can go and see in 3D view how it looks like, and you can see, yes, much more designs. I know why I'm gonna do this, because there's one place that I can use the lights, and the other place I can just use the support without lights. So you just need to planify it before you design. Okay, before you design, you need to know what you're gonna do, right? And after that, now I can create the supports from this part and this part, and also the supports which start from this part until this part here, right? All right. So what I did is I just create the wall along these parts just to support people, right? I don't wanna create some drama moments. That's why I said, okay, let me just design the wall just to support also people setting these parts, right? Um, but I'm gonna show you advanced way to support people. Otherwise, this video gonna be longer, right? But let me just show the basic, not the basic, the medium support that you can use to support people. But there's some um other step that you can follow just to create more supports, right? Like instead of using word, you can use other stuff that I'm gonna show in the next videos. Okay, so after here, right, I'm gonna just repeat the same process. I'm gonna use the railing to support also the ball to be kicked, to be like the ball to fall down. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just repeat the same process again by going and architecture, and then apply the railings. Okay, I just decided to create another different support, because if I create the wall, I'm gonna have much force that can make my roof collapse, right? So that's what I'm saying. Is instead of me using concrete wall, I'm gonna use the railing to support people, right? To support the seats, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna customize my railings, but I'm gonna customize it like a simple way. I don't wanna create another railing, right? A railing tab. I'm gonna just use the one that the computer provided, and then after creating that, I'm gonna just modify the height, right? But first of all, I'm gonna go on. Let's just say I'm gonna go on sixth floor again. I'm just going sixth floor, and from these parts here, right? I'm gonna just create a small wall from 6 to 7, right? It's like a small. I'm gonna just go on wall, right? And then it should at least support this part first. I just need to have like something can support my railings, right? So I'm gonna create a wall. Let me just change this part. Sorry. Let me escape, and then I'm gonna go on wall. I'm gonna click on architecture again, then the wall. Okay, so it should start from 6 until 7, only 7, not 8. So the wall should at least end at 7 level, right? And then after that, I can just create the wall. Let me just create a wall. My wall should start from this point until this point here. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat the same process. I'm gonna just repeat the same wall that I create to the other parts. So I'm gonna just create another wall which touch this part. Okay. Also now at least I have something that can support my railings. So I'm gonna go and get on railings now. I'm gonna go on architecture here and architecture. I'm gonna go on railing here, but now I'm gonna do things differently. So from here, I'm gonna go on edit type, and I'm gonna go and duplicate. Let me just duplicate because I need to use my let's say let me just say, let me name it like, let's say duplicate 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 glass panel. Okay, and then I'm gonna just click on OK. uh okay, and from now, this the type is duplicate, right? And from here, right, I can just go, I can change the height. Like the height should be at least let's say 20,000. I'm gonna remove the 9, I'm gonna put 20,000. Then I'm gonna click on OK. uh, Okay, so I'm gonna click on OK. I don't want to change the other. Okay, okay. So now I have my different railing type. Okay, so now I can try to now I can try to design my railings to the extremity of the house, of the wall. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just click there. I'm gonna just use the line tab. I don't want to pick the line here because it's gonna be more trick here because we have two different wall. So I'm gonna just pick the line. Let me use the line to sketch my railings. Okay, so I'm gonna just click on the line here, and the line should start from this. Okay, it should be from sixth floor. Okay, no, no, from seventh floor. Let's use seventh floor, seven. Okay, and I'm gonna use a line here, right? Let me just take one endpoint here. I'm gonna just click on one endpoint here, and then until this part, so 17,000. Okay, so I'm gonna just click on OK. If there's warning, so you have to change the warning. We have to change your design according to the warning, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna repeat the same process for the other parts. Here I'm gonna just go again on the architecture and pick the railing, and the type of the railing that I'm using, the duplicate glass, right? Remember? And I don't want to check the chain. Let me uncheck the chain. Okay, so I will just go on modify here. I mean, I'm gonna just let me just place, first of all, let me just place it here until, let me zoom until this part here. Okay, so let me click start from 6, should start from 7 here.